Janome.
Hi, I'm Mitzi Robot Janome, and I am proud to introduce to you the newest machine in our Horizon Memory Craft line, the 9480 QCP. With enhanced engineering, numerous accessories, and the capabilities to have stitch regulation added, the 9480 has something to offer everyone. Now, let's take a look at some of my favorite features and functions that I use. The machine is constructed of aluminum die cast to ensure smoothness and durability while even sewing at a top speed of 1,000 stitches per minute. Now on the space, we've got a generous 11.2 inches right here and right by the needle and over 15 inches of total workspace. So you've got more than enough room to fit all your projects, while it's even including 4.7 inches of height right there underneath. One of my favorite features is back. We do have the highlight again, which does a beautiful job of highlighting with the bright lights down into your needle area. And you may notice we've even come in and made it a little bit slimmer through here, which makes it so much easier for you to get your hands in, whether you're changing a needle out or a foot. Now, if we look down a little bit further, we do have the latest in the LCD technology on your screen, great touchscreen options, and you may notice the knobs. We have the width and the length of your stitches can easily be adjusted right there for your knobs. Now, don't forget some of our other favorite features then. We do of course have the extension table here to give you a lot more space to work with, but continuing on the tradition, we do have the one-step needle plate. So it's easy, just one button pops that needle plate right off, and when you're ready to secure it, it's just a push right back in. So those are some of my favorite features of the new body. The advanced LCD touchscreen on the Horizon Memory Craft 9480 displays all the information you need to sew, select new stitches, even memorize your favorites for quick access. You can customize by resizing, combining, and saving the 400 built-in stitches on the 9480. You can edit and make combinations up to 100 stitches long. You can store those then in the memory on the machine or even on the USB drive on the side. For my favorite parts of it also is on the sewing applications. Now, previously you might have always seen this on the machine as a t-shirt icon, and we keep that icon consistent through some of our machines. But when you go into that sewing applications, you can see it gives you the options for sewing, home deck, and of course my favorite we're going into is the quilting. From there, we can look at everything from our piecing to our applique and on. I'm going to show you next my favorites with the applique and the free motion. In sewing applications, we're going to first look at applique. So I've already gone into my quilting options through the second set here with the heart and the leaves. Applique is what I've already selected, so I'm going to go ahead and touch that. Now, a couple of things I want to set up in order to get those perfect corners. I want to choose my pivot. That's going to allow my foot to rise up when I come to a stop to make those turns. And I want to choose for perfect corners. Now, I like the blanket stitch too. So that's the one I'm going to go with. And now we can go ahead and start stitching. The next part I'm going to show you is probably my favorite. It's the free motion. So just like previously we went into the sewing applications, which is the t-shirt, I'm back in there again. I'm going to choose my option for free motion. Now I've got my open toe glide style foot on this. It's just going to hover right above my fabric. But in the box, there's actually 7 different total feet available for you to use for free motion, just depending on which kind you like. Because I'm using this open toe foot here, I'm going to go ahead and choose the straight stitch option. It's going to tell me to make sure I have the right foot on. And what's really nice is it'll even show me what feet are recommended for this particular stitch. Now, this is a little different than traditional free motion we think of with quilting. You know, normally we'd have our 2 layers and our batting for quilting. I'm actually doing it with 2 layers and foam. That way you can see easily just how nicely that foot stays right where I need it to be, right above my fabrics, and then it makes it really easy to do the free motion. Let me show you that next. Okay, now I'm fixing to start stitching in free motion, and I mentioned that I'm using instead of a traditional quilt in this situation. I've actually got my 2 layers of fabric and I've got some foam. Where would that come in handy? Bag makers. Using that for the structure. So you can decorate your own fabric to get ready for your bag and make it really personalized. Now when I take off your stitching, it's going to take 1 stitch and stops. What that allows it to do is then I can reach in if I wanted to, pull my bobbin thread, and then take off. Let me show you. I can even bring my needle down, put my foot up, and pull it through, and then let's get to stitching. One of my other favorite features in the sewing applications is the variable zigzag. Now it can be used for anything from thread painting to just adding more of a decorative stitch, maybe like a ribbon style stitch onto your quilt or your projects. So I've got the PDH foot on, I've chosen the variable zigzag, and for this one I need my knee lift. So I've got it plugged into the machine, and then you can just start stitching because it is in free motion, but you change the size of that zigzag based on how much you move your knee. You can go really wide, really narrow. The AccuFeed Flex Twin system is a dual feed foot that helps you move your fabric from both the top and the bottom all in sync. Now it's especially useful when you're working with multiple layers or even delicate fabrics, so you have a consistent even feed. The foot base is actually removable, and it comes with several different foot options to meet your sewing needs. With the AccuFeed Flex foot, I'm going to get consistent feeding from the top and the bottom as the feed dogs meet and work in sync to move my fabric or my materials through the machine. The HP foot and needle plate have become some of the most utilized features of our machines. These narrow gauge industrial type feet provide great visibility and ease of control. Now you can use the edge as a perfect scant 1/4 inch for beautiful stitching and piecing. Now you also get the HP2 foot, which incorporates the HD Professional foot on the dual feed base. So it gives you superior fabric feeding and it's ideal for curved piecing. My favorite option for the 9480 is the ASR compatibility. That's right, we now have an optional stitch regulator for the 9480 now. The ASR is sold separately, but it includes 4 attachments with the base. So you have the closed toe, I've got the open toe on this right now. We have the clear view and the exclusive ruler work foot. The sensor is also adjustable depending on how much regulation that you need when quilting in free motion or in brood work. An easy adjustment in the settings allows you to go ahead and personalize the sensor for your movements. Thank you so much for joining me while I showed you some of my favorite features for the new Horizon Memorycraft 9480 QCP. From here, go to your local dealer and test drive one yourself. I think you're going to love it just as much as I do.